The fourth team that I will be previewing for this year's 2026 IPL is the Gujarat Titans, who obviously got knocked out in the eliminator last season. Uh, Gujarat, I think since Hardik has left, I think they haven't been the same team. Obviously, last couple of seasons. I mean, they qualified last year, but still, I think it's not been the same. I think लास्ट ईयर उनका अच्छा गया मतलब जिस तरीके से उन्होंने टॉप थ्री ने बैटिंग की was very so big positive for them. But I think that kind of got exposed when Butler left for international duties in the playoffs and they could not you know kind of survive without one of their main batsmen because middle order थी नहीं और वो issue I think अभी भी persistent है. The top order is extremely strong, one of the best top threes in the entire league, but उसके नीचे गया है. तो I think that is an area where I felt that they really needed to kind of get a improved middle order, but I don't think they've done that. The bowling is good, but I think one more batter in that middle order that could be that was I think I feel was needed, that I think they've not probably missed. Uh, the auction was, again, they didn't have a lot of money, they didn't buy a lot of players, but I think they spent a lot of money on buying Jason Holder. Against CSK, they were making those bids, and at the end, they won and they got Holder, which kind of tells you that Glenn Phillips still might have another year without getting to play in the IPL. A quality player like Phillips has not played, in the IPL despite getting picked. He's been on the bench for like 3-4 seasons, and I think at least 3 seasons. So I think it's kind of I thought that this year might be the year where he gets to probably be a starter in that team because middle order में भी एक batsman हो जाएगा. But I think Holder को जिस तरीके के पैसे दिए उसे लग रहा है कि they kind of feel that Holder. I think Holder was the highest wicket taker across T20 in general, leagues and everything combined for the 2025 year. So I think probably that helped in that in him getting that kind of money. So I think Holder was one of their key guys. They've got Tom Banton as a backup for Butler, and I think apart from that, there's not a lot of things that they did. Going into the auction, a few uncapped players here and there, but I think nothing big. Their bowling is good, but I think, like I said, I've talked about the middle order a lot of times. वो ही एक चीज है जो consistently मैंने बोला कि last season भी वो चीज expose हुई और मेरे को नहीं समझ आया कि इन्होंने मतलब even if it's like you have got such strong top three, did you not see what happened last year? So I think मुझे लगता है कि वो एक trick उन्होंने miss की है. Middle order में एक player जो लाना चाहिए था. Washington Sundar played at number 4 for them last year, which is never ideal because if you look at the other teams, the middle orders that other teams have, Washington Sundar is not a bad player, but it's just not a number 4 in a T20 team. It's not how it should be. So I think because of that, I feel like that's a little weakness there. If I have to talk about their strongest 11, it's kind of the same like last year. It's Gill, Sai Sudharshan, Butler top three, a very strong top three, and then Washington at 4, Rukh Khan at 5, Tewatia at 6, and Holder at 7 is what I think they'll go because of the fact that they've paid that money for Holder. I'd be very happy to see Glenn Phillips play, and if they play Glenn Phillips instead of Holder, that'd be a very good addition in my opinion. He's a better batsman than Holder, great fielder, and I don't think they need the bowling of Jason Holder as much because they already have, I mean, in that starting team, three frontline fast bowlers who have done well for them. Siraj, Rabada, and Prasidh Krishna. Prasidh was the purple captain. He's been terrible for India, but he did well for them last year. So I think three frontline seamers, those are there. If they can find a way to probably play someone like Arshad Khan if they want overs instead of Holder, and then if Shah Rukh Khan or someone like that is not working, Glenn Phillips can sort in. But I mean, and the Tewatia gimmick, I mean, Tewatia is, I don't know how he does it, but at this point, it's like he was a bowler converted into someone who can slog and bowl 2-3 overs, then just became a slogger at the end who would not be used much, and now he's just become a finisher and he does not bowl a single over. So I mean, I don't know if that how long that thing will keep working. He doesn't play a lot of cricket. I mean, he does play domestic matlab itna, but I think the kind of profile of player that he has become, it's very rare to find someone as efficient as him when he does it. But I mean, it just comes down to the fact that the finisher probably is one area. So if I have to talk about their strengths per se, I think it's that solid top three that is there. That I think that just makes their batting lineup have a great start. And these three, one of them, if can play all the 20 overs, and there's one more of the other two who can come in and give you 50 or 60 runs, then this team looks good. But It is just the fact that all three of them are that good that it happened last season. But when it comes to important games, if it doesn't, there's just literally nothing after them that can come and save them. So I think one more player in that middle order is what I feel they should have gotten. That's why I really want them to play Glenn Phillips, but I don't know if they will. The money that they've paid for Holder tells you that they want Holder to probably play. But I mean, or is it just because they had the money and they wanted to play and they were like they don't want anybody else, we might as well spend. So if that is the case and they don't really want to play, hold over Phillips, then I'd be happy to see Phillips play. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of this. It's probably one or two players here and there. Tewatia अगर चलता है तो चलता है, नहीं चला तो I don't know because there's nothing after that. So I think on the bench there's nobody who can come in and play for in place of Tewatia. I think आपको होल्डर को ही बाहर बिठाना पड़ेगा. तो I think होल्डर की बैटिंग भी इतनी खास है नहीं अब. पहले he would score a few runs, but I don't think it's there. It's the same thing now. So I think that is one area that I feel is where they can have some changes. Philip खिलाओ, Holder खिलाओ, Shahrukh Khan का क्या है, Tewatia का क्या है. I think bowling wise, like I said, there's a lot of backups, there's a lot of bench strength. Spinners की बात करो तो आपके पास राशिद खान, साई किशोर दो अच्छे spinners है. उनके अलावा भी आपने बहुत प्लेयर लेके रखे हैं. मतलब obviously there's Washington Sundar who is playing in the team. तो तीन starting spinners आपके 11 में है. Uh, and I mean, like I said, the team that I was formulating, I went to the top seven. I think bowling के जब मैं आया तब Rashid Khan और साई किशोर, जैसे मैंने बोला, number 8, number 9, and then there's three fast bowlers with Siraj, Prasidh and Kagiso Rabada. So I think this is kind of their best squad. तो bowling में अगर आप बोलो spinner, जैसे मैं बात कर रहा था कि spinners there's a lot. There's Rashid Khan, Sai Kishore, and Washington Sundar starting in that team. And apart from them, there's Manav Suthar, there's Jayant Yadav, and there's Nishant Sindhu. तो बेंच पे भी बहुत ऐसे ऑप्शन है. डोमेस्टिक में दोनों मानव सुतार, निशांत सिंधु have done really well in domestic cricket as well. Jayant Yadav is a very experienced player. He's played in the IPL as well. He's played for India. तो I think experience है. तो I think backups bowling में spin में है. Fast bowler की अगर बात करो तो भी there's a lot of backups. There's Rabada obviously. They've got Luke Wood as a backup for Rabada, which again probably because they didn't have that much money to buy someone you know a better bowler than that. But Luke Wood is the backup that they have. Ishant Sharma played a few games for them, so that's another backup. And there's Arshad Khan. I think Arshad Khan bats a little bit. If they can kind of make Arshad Khan play at below Rashid Khan at 8, then there's a chance that Glenn Phillips can play instead of Jason Holder, because they don't really need the overs of Holder because they've got three fast bowlers, three spinners, that's six proper bowlers, all of whom can quite bowl 4 overs each. तो होल्डर को खिला के आप कौन से ओवर्स देने वाले मेरे को नहीं समझ आया. So I think for that reason my best team will have Phillips over Holder, and and if that can be done, then they can play Arshad Khan as well, who can bowl a few overs for them. Or if they feel like these six are enough for us to have to get our overs done, you don't have to play. You can play the entire depth of Rashid Khan till number 8, and then you go to the bowlers. So I think that would be my pick. My team would be Gill, Sai Sudharshan, Buttler, uh, Washington Sundar, Phillips, Shahrukh Khan, that's 6, Tewatia 7, Rashid Khan 8. You get a lot of batting. Rashid Khan के बाद 9, 10, 11 and then impact player 12 तक 4 Sai Kishore, Rabada, Siraj और Prasidh Krishna. So I think that's a very good team in my opinion. But I don't know if they're going to play Phillips and just go and play Jason Holder. If that happens, there's a lot of bowling that options that they will carry, but it's literally useless because इतनी जरूरत ही नहीं है. इतनी जरूरत आपको, मतलब आप 7 बॉलर लेके 7 ऐसे बॉलर जो 4 ओवर डाल सकते हैं, ऐसे 28 ओवर लेके क्या कर रहे हो? दो दो ओवर किसी किसी के निकालोगे और फिर मतलब you're kind of reducing your batting strength. So I think Glenn Phillips से आप bowling भी करा सकते हैं अगर बहुत जरूरत पड़ी तो. So for me, Glenn Phillips should be the player that should be playing, and it's not just that I like the player and it's just that they don't need a fast bowler. That's why I'm saying it's also because they need a middle order player. तो जो वीकनेस आपकी है वो वीकनेस भी सॉल्व हो रही है, और आप जो एक प्लेयर एक्स्ट्रा में खिला रहे थे बॉलिंग में जिसकी आपको जरूरत ही नहीं है, वो भी आपका बच जाता है. तो आई थिंक फॉर दैट रीजन आई फील फिलिप शुड बी पिक्ड. एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंस इज होल्डर कैन बी अ वेरी गुड बैकअप फॉर रबाडा एज वेल. आई मीन आपको अगर रबाडा को इतने मैचेस नहीं खिलाने हैं, इंजुरीज का अगर कुछ है, तो यू हैव जेसन होल्डर. So for that reason, I personally would like them to go with this kind of a combination. Rashid Khan, Butler, ये तो दो फॉरेन प्लेयर्स ऐसे हैं जो obviously are playing all games. इनके अलावा ही है जो आपको देखना है. I think हर एक फॉरेन के लिए if you try to find a backup, they've probably gone with Tom Banton as a backup for Butler. होल्डर है और फिलिप्स, जिनमें से एक आप खिलाओगे. राशिद के लिए आपको बैकअप मिलना वैसे बहुत मुश्किल है. And then there's Luke Wood who they've picked. So I think this is kind of what this team looks like. Few Indian keepers, there's Kumar Kushagra, there's Anuj Rawat, couple of them. Bowling में आपके पास अशोक शर्मा, पृथ्वी राज यारा, गुरनूर भी है, तो I think they have some options there as well, to go at the major, एकदम अगर आपको बहुत ही backups देखने हैं तो it's a decent squad again. Last season they did well, kind of because the bowling was working and the top three just was playing invincible cricket. तो गिल का फॉर्म अगर आपने T20 में अभी देखा है, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू से दैट इट ट्रांसलेट्स टू द आईपीएल. आईपीएल में बहुत फ्लैट पिचेस बनते हैं. आईपीएल में गिल रन बनाता है और वो बनाएगा ही. साई सुदर्शन भी रन बनाएगा. बटलर तो ऑब्वियसली इज अ लेजेंड. सो आई थिंक दे विल स्कोर रन्स. But it really is a team that is depending highly on the top three, which none of the other teams are. None of the other teams have a top three as strong as them probably, but they have a middle order that can cover up for the top order's failures. इनकी टीम में नीचे कोई है ही नहीं जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेके बोल सकता है कि अगर 2 विकेट मेरे पावर प्ले में गिरे हैं तो मैं नंबर 4 पे आके बैटिंग करके 20 के ओवर तक खेल के आई कैन स्कोर अ बिग नॉक. इज देयर एनी प्लेयर इन दिस एंटायर टीम हु कैन डू दैट? देयर इज नोबडी. So that is the thing. As long as two of the top three consistently keep doing well, Gujarat won't do well. So if that doesn't happen, they'll just it's kind of that they don't have those backups that can come in and you know. और ये भी अगर आप बोलो कि जिस तरीके से बटलर last season he missed a few games and he went and, he was not there for the eliminator. They picked Gusal Mendes to come as a as a replacement for him. So you saw that they struggled क्योंकि obviously there's nobody. The quality of Butler match करना बहुत मुश्किल है. But like I said, इस top three पे इतना dependency जो है batting में, it's a little too much. And I think there's other teams who have a very good top three. Maybe you will say that this is a top three that is better than any other top three, but the middle order is probably worse than all the other middle orders. So for that reason, I feel like they have that weakness in this team, and I don't know if they'll qualify. It's gonna come down to whether that bowling attack can persistently do well, and this top three just keeps playing the way they have. Then that's the only way, because you just look at the team and you don't think that's a champion side. I might be completely wrong, and they might get it right, but for me, what I can see, I don't think that is the case, because एक फिनिशर आप अगर देख रहे हो तो राहुल तेवातिया आपका फिनिशर है. राहुल तेवातिया के अगेंस्ट आई एम नॉट सेइंग एनीथिंग. Rahul Tewatia has done it over the years. He was playing well. Rajasthan के पास भी for you as well. He's done well. But I mean, कितने सालों तक राहुल तेवातिया आके आपको लास्ट के 1-2 ओवर में जो रन मारता है, is that going to happen? As frequently as it used to? There's also a limit on the guy. I mean, he has played well and he has done the job for you in a few time, on a few occasions. But there's nothing beyond that. Like, this is a team that does not have that good of a bench strength that I feel a team needs. And for that reason, I feel like, in that middle order specifically, I'm not talking anything else. Top three अच्छी है, bowling में depth है, bowling के जो starting team है वो भी बहुत अच्छी है. But middle order और finish में मेरे को लगता है थोड़ा सा lacking, and that's why I want them to play Glenn Phillips so that it kind of at least strengthens it in some way. Shahrukh Khan तो I mean, I don't know with what sense they retained him in the first place when they retained him in the mega auction. Obviously uncapped था और ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं लगे, but I mean, he's not good. I think I have never seen Shah Rukh Khan play a good inning. When have you remember this guy who's always getting picked in the Gujarat team? उसके पहले whenever you've seen him have having scored a lot of runs. I haven't never seen him. तो मिडिल ऑर्डर अगर आप देखते हो, ऊपर से आपका नंबर 4 पे वॉशिंगटन सुंदर है. वॉशिंगटन सुंदर एज अ नंबर 4 फ्लोटर वर्क्स व्हेन यू हैव अ गुड नंबर 5 6 7. आपका 5 6 7 अगर तेवातिया शाहरुख खान, तेवातिया और राशिद खान है तो, और या होल्डर है तो, इट्स आई मीन इट्स जस्ट नॉट गोइंग टू बी इनफ एवरी टाइम. अगर आपके टॉप ऑर्डर का एक बैट्समैन एंड तक खेले और दूसरा और एक प्लेयर कोई तो टॉप 3 में से और थोड़े रन स्टार्ट में बनाए तो ही ये टीम के रन बन सकते हैं, वरना मिडिल ऑर्डर में आई डोंट थिंक दिस उतना दम. तो yeah, I think I've been beating around the bush for a long time. It is their clear weakness, that you can just spot. So I think if they can address it well, they probably will do as well as they did last year. If not, it probably might not look as well as it did last season. So that's what I feel about Gujarat. And yeah, I'll do whoever finished fifth. I don't know the fifth team. Yeah, so I'll do them next.